everybody. Today I'm here to talk to you about what a PR professional really does. There are so many different ways that you can go, but I decided to go the education route, public education route. And so my job, there are three big buckets that I do. I manage the public relations for a public charter school network. We are in multiple regions within Texas. So I handle the public relations for that school, in addition to social media, and manage the national social media channels, in addition to working with the campuses to make sure that their campus social media pages are on brand. And then the last thing that I do is I also support with our website content auditing. Not the development of the copy, we've got somebody that supports with that, but just ensuring that all of the information on our website that we're putting, and updating every so often is accurate. Because we are a growing school, and so numbers and data and statistics are always changing. So in terms of the public relations bucket, it's the main bucket. It's what I had the most experience in coming out of college. Basically, what I do there is it's funny because things start happening year after year. You kind of know what to expect. There are always things that come up, but essentially put together communications plans for our team. There are different press sets for specific events that happen throughout the year. So, for example, if we had a graduation type of event, we know that we are going to need a press release. We are going to need social media copy. We are going to need graphics for social media. We are going to need graphics for our internal or our intranet, our internal website. For staff, we're going to need a blog post. We're going to need to update the main banner on our website. So different types of things like that. I put together a press plan that ensures that everyone on our team knows what's going to happen. And so I guess that's a little bit of project management, which everyone does in their role, but really putting together that full plan of what's going to happen when we have graduations, we have org-wide announcements, any cool things that are happening, big items where we really want to celebrate and spread the news, sending out internal emails to all staff, all that goes into our press plan. And so once I share that with our team and get approval on it and we're all on board, my specific piece that I own is developing the press release and getting that approved, in addition to developing the social media, putting in requests from our creative team to get graphics created, and just working with the creative team, working with my managers just to get everything approved. Ensure that we have everything in set, that quotes are approved by our superintendent and our co-founder, different things like that. And so we really prepare those, I'd say, a month in advance. And year after year, we already know what to expect, and sometimes we already have plans in place, and so we just update them. But that's a big part of my work. Once you get all that approved and you're pushing that stuff out, PR related, I send my press releases to reporters many of whom I've developed relationships with over the years. I push out my press releases. I give them phone calls the next day to let them know about the news, just to make sure that they did receive my press release, and try coming up with a creative pitch to get them to either cover the news, visit our schools, interview our staff, things to that effect, so that they can write a story on our school, on the news, whatever it may be. I also push out everything that we've got going on social media. So to celebrate the announcements, where I work, we use Sprout Social, really to push out content, to schedule content, draft content, get it approved within the team, and push it out on multiple channels. So again, we have our national channels. We have 4 national channels. It's a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And then we have over 30 campus channels. So it's as easy as selecting all the channels that you want, and then sending out those messages on different pages. So yeah, social media is one bucket. In terms of social media, that was something that was put on my plate, a couple months into me starting my job. So it's definitely been a learning process, but I've really come to enjoy it and understand what works best. And so when you've got a growing organization with a lot of news that you want to be pushing out, different departments that you want to be promoting. There's recruitment that we think about for students, there's recruitment that we think about for staff and for teachers. Those are two really big org-wide priorities, is ensuring that we're recruiting enough people every year, especially as we grow. Thinking about that, thinking about our fundraising team that's raising money, brand awareness, pushing out all these different things on social media is really important. And so we've really come up with a good system in place to calendar everything out. And so we know at least 2 times a week we are going to be pushing out student recruitment related posts. Maybe 1 time a week we're going to push out a teacher recruitment related post. 2 times a week we're going to push out brand posts, and so we schedule all of this on Sprout Social. This is something that we just started doing. Before that, we put our content calendar, we had a Google Doc, and so we would just update all of our content every week on a Google Doc. And with social media, I mean, I really learned that this takes time. I'd say you're going to spend 3 to 4 hours a week developing content, finding the right photos, pushing out the right videos, analyzing the data. So that was another big piece of my work. And then of course website is the last chunk. Among other duties, miscellaneous projects, I've somehow been a videographer at this job, even though I have no video qualifications. But website is the other big chunk. And so again, that's just logging onto the back end of our website, just checking page by page, just to ensure that our content is always up to date. So that's basically in a nutshell what I do. So hopefully I hope that this is really helpful, and you really get a better understanding of a type of work that you can do.